Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, everyone knows that a negative number is any number that is less than 0, represented by a minus sign before the digit, such as -4. And for arithmetic operation, rules applied to negative numbers were well defined by mathematicians. For example, the addition of two negative numbers is very similar to addition of two positive numbers. Meanwhile, we also see a lot of negative numbers used in our daily life. In sports, ice hockey, golf scores. In science, temperature, geography, topography, electrical circuits, ions. In finances, financial statements, GDP growth, recession, inflation, deflation, stock market, debt and interest rates. And so on. However, do you know? It took a long time for mathematicians to fully accept the negative number, which was delayed by the impossibility of having a negative number amount of a physical object, for example -3 apples, and negative solutions to problems were considered false or invalid. Thus, understanding the history of negative numbers is fascinating. This is what we are going to talk today. The outline is Ancient hesitation. Chinese discovered negative numbers. Indian explored negative numbers systematically. Spread to the Islamic world. European skepticism. Acceptance in algebra. Modern perspective. First, let us have a look at the ancient counting tools, coins, clay tablets. There are Greek and Roman numerals and blank spaces in counting tables. Ancient civilizations, such as the Babylonians, Egyptians, and Greeks, did not have negative numbers. They could record debts or losses in words, but mathematics only recognized positive quantities, like counting objects. For example, if you owed 5 coins, ancient texts would describe it as debt of 5, not -5. Negative numbers didn't exist in calculations. They were conceptually tricky. The idea of a negative number was unimaginable. Negative numbers appear for the first time in history in the 9 chapters on the mathematical art, which in its present form dates from the Han period. The mathematician Liu Hui c. 3rd century established rules for the addition and subtraction of negative numbers. The historian Jean-Claude Marxoff theorized that the importance of duality in Chinese natural philosophy made it easier for the Chinese to accept the idea of negative numbers. The Chinese were able to solve simultaneous equations involving negative numbers. The 9 chapters used red counting rods to denote positive coefficients and black rods for negative. This system is the exact opposite of contemporary printing of positive and negative numbers in the fields of banking, accounting, and commerce, wherein red numbers denote negative values and black numbers signify positive values. During the 7th century AD, Indian mathematicians started using negative numbers to represent debts and losses in calculations. The Indian mathematician Brahmagupta, AD 628, and Brahmasiddhanta, written in AD 630, discussed the use of negative numbers to produce a general form quadratic formula similar to the one in use today. He treated negative numbers systematically, calling positive numbers fortunes and negatives debts. He gave rules like Rule 1, positive number plus positive number equals a new positive number. Rule 2, negative number plus negative number equals a new negative number. Rule 3, positive number plus negative number equals a new number which depends on magnitude. This was one of the first systematic uses of negative numbers, including -1 as the building block. The ideas of Indian mathematics, including negative numbers, traveled west to the Arab world, reaching Arab scholars by the 8th to 9th century. Arab mathematicians like Al-Khwarizmi used negative numbers to discuss debts, though some still considered negatives absurd for real quantities. Negative numbers arrived in Europe around the 15th to 16th century, largely through translations of Arabic texts. Initially, European mathematicians were reluctant to accept them, calling them absurd or fictitious numbers. In 1545, famous mathematician Girolamo Cardano, in his Ars Magna, provided in his Ars Magna the first satisfactory treatment of negative numbers in Europe. The negative numbers were gradually gained acceptance in algebra. By the 17th to 18th centuries, negative numbers were accepted in algebra and equation solving. Today, -1, one of the negative numbers, became crucial as the multiplicative inverse of 1. It flips signs, represents direction, debt, or inversion, and lays the foundation for algebra, sign numbers, matrices, complex numbers, modern algebraic structures. What was once feared as nothing, or absurd, is now a cornerstone of modern math. Negative numbers, starting from -1, help us understand balance, symmetry, and the very structure of the universe. It is time to come to end my topic. Next, following the timeline in the history of math, I will talk the history of zero, rational, irrational, imaginary, complex numbers. As you are noted, the negative number was discovered first before the number 0. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.